Hello, friends. Welcome to your motivational Gen Z and Millennial Expert podcast. I am your host. My name is Dr. Jason Wiggins. It is an absolute pleasure to be here today. So, thank you for joining us. As always, this podcast is for those who want to continue to progress in their life and their career, specifically for those that are Gen Z and Millennials. Times are tough. I get it. But if you right now have the summertime blues, I get that as well. Because today's episode is a little bit different because I want to challenge you. And at the end, we're going to really demonstrate what are the things that can help you improve in your life. And particularly, we are going to really talk about the 7 ways that will change your future. So it's a big episode. So stay tuned. And really, this is an opportunity for you to begin to shine. So again, if you have the summertime blues, then let's go ahead and go at it. So when you look at the end of this summer, what story do you want to tell yourself? Do you want to say, I had fun? Or do you want to say, I became someone different? There's a big difference between existing and living with a person. It's letting your phone determine how your day unfolds. It's reacting to everyone else's priorities instead of creating your own. Living with purpose is different. It starts before your feet ever hit the floor. It starts with a decision that says, today matters. Ultimately, every day is an investment. The question is, what are you investing in? Some people invest in entertainment. Others invest in themselves. Neither choice is made once. It's made hundreds of times, one decision after another. The interesting thing about success is it doesn't usually announce itself. It doesn't just show up one day and one morning and say, congratulations, today is the day your life changes. What we hear is a slight whisper. A whisper every time you choose to read another chapter instead of watching another episode. It whispers every time you go to the gym when you'd rather stay on the couch. It whispers every time you introduce yourself to someone new at a networking event. These moments don't simply just happen. Sometimes they don't seem significant when they do happen, but over time they compound. And that's one of the most overlooked principles of success. People dramatically overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 week. At the same time, they dramatically underestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year of consistent effort. The key word is consistent effort. Think about that. If you improve just a little bit every single day, just a little bit, you communicate better. You would have a stronger leadership skill set. You'd have more confidence walking into interviews. You'd likely have a healthier body, a stronger financial foundation, and a clear sense of direction. Not because one day changed everything, because hundreds of ordinary days added up. Stop comparing yourself to someone else's life. So if you're comparing your chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 20, get it. Guess what? They've been working at it harder. They've been practicing longer. It doesn't matter what they do. It matters about what you do. Comparison has become one of the greatest obstacles facing millennials and Gen Z. Every time you open social media, someone appears to be buying a house, starting a new business, getting engaged, traveling the world, earning a promotion, or celebrating another achievement. What you don't see are the setbacks, the late nights, the failed interviews, the rejected applications, the financial struggles, the self-doubt. You see highlight reels, not the years of work behind it that made those highlight reels. If you spend your life comparing your progress to someone else's timeline, no matter what, you will always feel behind. Instead, compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. Think about what the end of summer is going to look like for you. That's a comparison that you can control. I want you to think about this. Ask yourself this. Am I learning? Am I growing? Am I becoming more disciplined? Am I treating people better? And am I taking ownership of my future? Those are the questions that matter. Success does not leave any clues. Throughout my career, I have had the opportunity to work with people from different backgrounds. Some became exceptional leaders. Others stayed exactly where they were for years without ever getting promoted, and some are even demoted or are working at a level below. What separated them wasn't usually intelligence. It was about ownership. The best leaders don't spend their energy blaming circumstances. They ask better questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, nobody gave me an opportunity, they ask, how can I become so valuable that opportunities naturally come my way? The shift in thinking changes everything. You may not control the economy. You may not control your company's decisions. You may not control every challenge life sends your way. But you can always control your preparation. Why? Preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates opportunity. And opportunity changes life. Think of this summer as your competitive advantage. Let's not look at it as the summertime blues. This is the opportunity for you to shine. Here's what I know. While many people are treating this summer like a pause, you can treat it like a launch. You are going to launch your life, launch your career, and really impact anything and everything that is in front of you that you can do, that you can make happen. Imagine just spending one focused hour each day improving yourself. 1 hour, that's 7 hours a week. Nearly 30 hours a month. By the end of this summer, you'll have invested close to 100 hours in becoming the better you, in whatever aspect you were trying to be. 100 intentional hours. These intentional hours can make or break your success, put you ahead of the game, and really drive you towards the goals that you have. Imagine where that could take you. Those 100 intentional hours. You become a stronger communicator. Maybe you completed a professional certificate that helped you continue to grow. You can master new technology. You could build a professional network that will open doors for you years to come. Most people don't make that personal investment. Why? It's too hard. It's too much commitment. There's better things to do, like scrolling through your social media, watching another episode. Think about those 30-minute binge episodes that you could just push off until the end of summer and utilize those for those 1 hour a day of investment in your life. That's why those who do often find themselves prepared when opportunity arrives are the ones that are successful. Remember, opportunities don't always go to the most talented person. Remember, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. They often go to the person who is most prepared. So don't wait for January to start your goals. Remember, we are mid-year right now. Mid-year. Meaning you have 6 months to not push something off to January. 1 hour a day. That will lead you to almost 30 hours a month. And in the next 6 months, that's 180 hours. And if you want to break those down to days, that's like 7, 8 days. So start today. Read that one chapter. Have that one conversation that could be vital in your life. Start with one workout, one application, one act of courage. Those small actions have a way of becoming the foundation of living extraordinary lives. And one day, when you look back at your life, you'll look back and realize 2026 was not just another summer. This was another summer where you launched off, you took off your career, your personal aspects, things that were going to help you continue to raise yourself to the next level. And to do that, you have to think, how can I better spend my time? How can I better continue to improve? And those will help you become important in whatever you do in life. I'd like to kind of reference a couple individuals that help people get things done. And the one of them is written by Stephen Covey. Most of you are very familiar with 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I have that book literally right next to me. And it's about how effective people focus on what is important, not just about what is urgent. So with that in mind, Stephen Covey said, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. So think about the summer. Many people wake up and immediately check social media, text messages, emails. Before they know it, half the day is gone, wasting scrolling through shorts, Instagram, and all that. But highly effective people do something different. They decide in advance what matters most. Maybe it's exercising, learning a new skill, applying for jobs. For Gen Z and Millennials, this could be as simple as spending 30 focused minutes every morning on a goal that will improve your life, and then 30 minutes at the end of your day. A lesson from Stephen Covey is very clear. If you don't decide how to spend your time, someone else will. So think about that for a second. If you don't decide how to spend your time, somebody else will. And the last example I'd like to provide to you is by author of Atomic Habits. His name is James Clear. Great book. He explains that successful people don't rely on motivation every day. He writes, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Think about that. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Make no mistake about it. Everyone has goals. Millions of Gen Z and millennials out there, along with baby boomers, Generation X, they all want to be healthier. They all want to earn more money or advance their careers. The difference is that effective people create systems. Instead of saying, I'll work on my future when I feel motivated, that's when they take action. Those small actions don't seem impressive at the beginning, but after an entire summer, they become hundreds of hours of improvement. So I want you to think about building daily systems. Small, consistent actions create extraordinary results, while protecting your priorities by Stephen Covey, don't let those distractions control your summer. So those are the things that are going to help change your life. Remember, we all have an opportunity to improve in everything we do. And how do you do that? You do it by setting meaningful goals. If you set yourself around meaningful goals, then this will help you take that action and really shift our focus from motivation to action. Because motivation without action is just entertainment. So again, these 7 steps that I am going to talk about will change your future. Make no mistake about that. You can listen to every podcast, read every leadership book, and watch every inspirational video on YouTube. But if nothing changes in your daily routine, nothing changes in your life. The question is whether you want a better life. Most people do. The real question is, what are you willing to do to consistently create one? Well, if you're serious about improving your career, your finances, your confidence, and your future, here are the 7 most important steps that you can begin today. Are you ready? I know you're ready. Let's do it. Step 1, take ownership of your life. Everyone starts with accountability. Everything starts with accountability. One of the biggest differences between people who grow and people who don't know, who stay stuck, is how they respond to challenges. Some people blame the economy. They blame their boss. They blame their upbringing. They blame bad luck. While some obstacles are real, successful people ask a different question. What can I control? You may not control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You control your work ethic. You control your attitude. Whether you're continuing to learn, you control whether you show up on time. You control whether you keep commitments. Ownership is empowering because it puts your future back in your hand. The second step that you can do today to start consistency of creating a new future. Set 3 meaningful goals. Many people try to improve everything at once. That's a recipe for frustration. Instead, those 3 areas that will have the greatest impact on your life. For example, 1 career goal, 1 health goal, and 1 financial goal. Make those goals specific. Instead of saying, I want to get healthier, say, I am going to walk or exercise for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That is your commitment that you are making to yourself. Instead of saying, I want more money, say, I'm going to save $200 every month and complete a certification that increases my earning potential. Specific goals lead to measurable progress. So again, choose 3 areas that will have the greatest impact on your life. Step 3, create a daily routine. This is where many people either succeed or fail. Don't rely on motivation. You've got to build routines. When I build routines, that is where I find the most success I have. And as we talked about before, James Clear, he explained that people don't rise to the level of their goals. They fall to the level of their systems. So think about your morning. Do you wake up and immediately reach for your phone? Well, you got to start your day with intention. A simple daily routine may look something similar to this. Wake up at the same time, drink some water, exercise, read 20 minutes, review your goals, start your most important task before checking social media. You don't need a perfect routine. You need one you can repeat. Step 4 is invest in yourself. The greatest asset in your life is not your car. It's not your home. It's not even your paycheck. It's your ability for continuous learning. Every new skill you develop increases your value. Ask yourself, what skill is in demand in my industry? What leadership skill could I improve? What software should I learn? How can I become a better communicator? The more value you bring in your personal life and your career as a Gen Z and Millennial to be able to navigate the craziness of the world that we live in, the more opportunities you will create. Learning is one investment that no one can ever take away from you. For me, for example, it's obtaining a PhD. Was it the most important things in my life? No, my family is. But it is something that was an investment. It was for learning. And no matter what, it provides me with a platform to be able to continue educating, helping, motivating others to continue to succeed in their life. Learning is one investment that no one can ever take away from you, and no one can ever take away my achievement of earning a doctorate degree. Step 5, as we talked about the one we've already talked about, which is step 1, which was what? Taking ownership of your life. Step 2 was set 3 meaningful goals. Step 3 was creating a daily routine. Step 4 was investing in yourself. And now we are going to talk about not the most important one, but one that I think is an absolute savior in your life. It's step 5 is surrounding yourself with growth-minded people. The people around you influence your mindset more than you realize. They bring out either the best in you or the worst in you. Do they take away from you achieving your goals and setting good examples for others? Or do they influence and back you up to really be the better you that you want to be? If conversations are always about complaints, gossip, excuses, it's really difficult to grow. Those people tend to be toxic. Instead, find and seek out people who challenge you. Find those mentors. Attend professional networking events. Join industry associations. Listen to podcasts. I have almost 200 of them, and you're going to find value. So if you're getting value out of this and you want to be motivated, continue to listen, continue to learn. And that's just one way to do it. You can listen to all these different podcasts out there. There's some great individuals that are going to help you continue to grow. Read some books written by respected leaders. Growth is contagious, but so is complacency. Choose your environment wisely. Step 6 of 7, practice discipline over motivation. There will be days when you don't feel like working out, days when you don't want to study, when you don't feel confident. But the secret is push yourself. Do it anyway. Discipline means keeping promises to yourself. Every time you follow through, you build a better you. You build confidence. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes because of action. The more often you keep your commitments, the more you begin to trust yourself and continue growing. And that self-trust becomes one of your absolute greatest strengths. Reflect every week is step 7. Growth doesn't happen automatically. Take 10 minutes every week to ask yourself this: what did I accomplish? What challenged me? What did I learn? What should I improve next week? What am I grateful for? What do I look at the end of the day and go, I am truly blessed? Don't forget that. No matter what happens in your life, remember, you've got to be thankful and grateful and feel like you are blessed, because so many great things happen to you that sometimes you just don't take the opportunity to let shine. Reflection helps you celebrate progress and identify areas for improvement. Keep in mind, it's not about perfection. It's about continued growth. Your challenge, as we wrap up, I want to challenge you to do something very simple. Choose just one of these 7 steps. Not all 7, just one. Commit to it for the next 30 days. Write it down. Track your progress. Stay consistent. And at the end of the day, those 30 days, you have had more than a completed challenge. You would have proof that you can change your life one decision at a time. Remember this: you don't become successful because of one extraordinary moment. You become successful because you make extraordinary choices on ordinary days. And those ordinary days eventually become an extraordinary life. So start today. Start where you are. Use what you have. Take the first step. The future is bright. Your future self will thank you for the decision you make today. Do you understand that? Your future self will thank you for the decision you make today. That right there will really reflect on how your life will continue. So again, forget about the summertime blues. As we come to the end of today's podcast, I want to leave you with one final thought. We had our 7 steps. We had our call to action. We talked about key authors that have made a difference and what they focus on. It's not just about motivation. It's taking that call to action. This summer will pass, whether you decide to grow or not. 90 days from now, the calendar will still move forward. The only question is, who will you be when it does? Today, we talked about something much bigger than summer. We talked about becoming intentional. We talked about taking ownership of your life instead of waiting for someone else to create opportunities for you. We talked about understanding the difference between being busy and being productive. We learned from Stephen Covey that if you don't schedule your priorities, the world will schedule them for you. We learned from James Clear that lasting success doesn't come from setting bigger goals. It comes from building better systems and better habits. Most importantly, we talked about action because knowledge without action changes nothing. Listening to this podcast, as much as I would like to think so, doesn't change your life. Applying what you've learned does. So let's recap what I hope you take away from today's conversation. First, stop waiting for the perfect time. There will always be another excuse, another distraction, another reason to wait until tomorrow. Successful people don't wait for perfect conditions. They begin with what they have, where they are, and they improve one step at a time. Take ownership of your future. You can't control every circumstance, but you can control your attitude, your work ethic, your willingness to learn, and your commitment to becoming the better you every day. Creating habits supports the future you want to build. Exercise. Read consistently. Continue learning. Build meaningful relationships. Invest in your personal, professional development. Remember, the small decision you make every day becomes the foundation of your future. Celebrate the wins, learn from the setbacks, but keep moving forward. Keep driving towards the finish line, even though it's hard. Finally, remember that success is not one giant leap. It's thousands of small decisions and accountability that it demonstrates consistency over time. Every workout, every chapter you read, every new skill you learn, every difficult conversation you have, every opportunity you create through preparation, those moments may seem ordinary today, but one day you will look back and realize they were the building blocks of an extraordinary life built from the beginning of some summertime blues to where you were able to launch. I want to leave you with a challenge. One more. Again, that one challenge I asked you, what was it? Write down the one goal that you're going to accomplish. So please, I'm going to hold you to that. Then write down one action you can take tomorrow morning to move towards that goal. So don't wait next week. Do not wait till next month. Tomorrow, action creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence fuels growth. And growth changes lives, everyone's lives, because when you impact another, they impact somebody, and then those impact somebody, and all of a sudden, from the impact that you made, you could impact thousands. So imagine sitting here 1 year from today. Imagine looking back at the summer of 2026. What do you want to be able to say? Do you want to say you spent another summer waiting? This choice belongs to you. Every day you wake up with an opportunity to write the next chapter of your story. Make it a chapter worth remembering. So I want to thank everyone for joining me for today's episode of your motivational Gen Z and Millennial Expert podcast. If today's conversation challenged you, or it inspired you, or gave you one idea that you could apply in your own life, I would really appreciate it if you shared this episode with a friend, a coworker, classmate, or family member who could absolutely benefit from hearing it. So be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. We have over 190 episodes already. So if you're enjoying the podcast, I'd be grateful if you've left a review. Your feedback really helps more Gen Z and millennial professionals discover the show and become part of this growing community of future leaders. Until next time, remember this: success isn't reserved for the lucky. Leadership isn't reserved for those with impressive titles. Growth isn't reserved for people with perfect circumstances. Success belongs to those who are willing to learn continuously. Leadership belongs to those who choose to influence others through character and action. Growth belongs to those who commit to becoming a little bit better every single day. Keep learning, keep leading, keep believing in yourself, and keep becoming that person your future deserves. Again, I am your host. My name is Dr. Jason Wiggins, and this has been your motivational Gen Z and Millennial Expert podcast. So have an incredible week. Enjoy your summer, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Take care. Goodbye. And take care, my friends.